I can run away with you. I need you to let me know that you never let me go. Is this true?
Yeah, Saha, I'm a loner. I'm borderline in Mexico, my mind's in Arizona. Yeah, I'm the symbol of a prince, and you find as Apollonia. I'm a doctor, a bachelor, a master, my fourth diploma. The cashier from off the corner. Moon rock aroma, Baccarat Kelowna. Every time I set the bar, I'm knocking down Coronas. Sativa from Seattle, I was an organ donor. She wanna marry, but I dance around the ring like I'm Loma. She mad that I don't wanna. Shawty wanna leave, I said the sooner the better. Make a stop in Oklahoma. Here's a pickup line, I don't own a Tacoma. Who ain't ever heard of Williams Sonoma? But I smoked a blunt with her, so why would I stone her? She talking in my ear, I'm like, I don't belong here. Cause I see through them lies like lingerie. You ain't gotta enunciate, I know what you wanna say. She said,
I just wanna run this place so that I can run away with you. With you, with you, with you. I need you to let me know that you never let me go. Is this true? Oh baby.
I met a dancer out in Aspen, we was cold chillin'. She had dreams to be an actress, but the role switched. So now she's on the pole stripping just to get attention. From old to a probably throw their whole pension. She running game, but she really run away. But I ain't show up with no cape, so I can't say today. It's kinda sad how Mona Lisa turned to Lisa Ray. Let me explain, she insecure, no Issa Rae. Running plays, defeat the fam like it's Hunger Games. Rolling grams that my mother's pad in my younger days. I was not afraid to hit the block and get my pockets paid. Bumping Big Papa, who shot you, put that shit on Callaway.
Flight 019er, 2 miles northeast to establish an approach.
Let's run away from your curse, you know, then be worse. A difficult relationship game, let's see who cheat first. She think the order to pay me is to reimburse. She drink me like a Sprite, then still can't abate her thirst. Her heart was cold like mid of February, and plus the attitude was unnecessary, that sucks. She claimed to hold it down to be the good one, of course. But once you raise the volume up too hot, no, we can't adjust. A lot of things to build and to demonstrate. Ain't no hesitation when it come to place. But if you run away with me, you can't play no games with me. Keep it natural, cause I ain't into Kim K's. She tried to tell me there isn't a truth. If you don't believe the truth, why should I believe in you? I know you think I wouldn't let you through, but feelings wasn't this mutual. I'ma give you the deuce. Oops.
I just wanna run this place so that I can run away with you. With you, with you, with you. I need you to let me know that you never let me go. Is this true? Oh baby.
Hola, hola, mi gente. It is Friday. We done made it, Lily. And as soon as I say hello, I start getting a call.
Oh, isn't that how it works?
Jesus H. Christ.
Is it a call that says, I see you alive?
No, no, but I've gotten those.
Me too. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Did you think that all the way through before you like
Right.
that's what
I'll put it on silent. Hola, hola, mi gente. Welcome to Friday Night on the Block with Jen. Okay, good to see you. We made it, just like we make it to Mondays. Tonight, I am going to, continue dissecting the Cassie versus Diddy. I'm going to put a different spin on it tonight. This is very nuanced. It's very layered. It's still developing every single day as we go, okay? I got a different spin on it tonight, all right? We're just asking questions. We are speculating. We're dissecting. This is all new to everybody. None of us have hardcore evidence in front of us, but we do have minds. We do have common sense. We do have curiosity. So we're going to go that route. Now, can I get a 1-2 for the lovely ladies on the screen? I'm sorry, but we are given on this Friday night, okay? We are given. So hit that like for us. Don't forget, if you want to support the show, by all means, please cash up me. right there on the Block with Jen Cash App. If you would be so kind. And thank you so much to everyone who Cash Apps me when I'm off air. Okay. It's like you're blowing a little kiss to me. You don't have to give me your shekels. We all work hard for our money. So when you do, I truly, truly do appreciate it. It means that we're putting out something that you guys are enjoying. And it means a lot to me. Hopefully you're supporting our other shows, Sisterhood Sip Sundays. We have a new episode coming up on Sisterhood Sip Sundays. This Sunday is a new show that Lily and I have launched. It is getting rave reviews. And by that, I mean a lot of people are mad at it because, the content is quite spicy. This is us every single Sunday. Okay. Sisterhood Sip Sundays. Very easy to remember. Sisterhood Sip Sundays. Okay. Every single Sunday. That is Lily and I dissecting all things about men, love, dating, whatever. It's like being a fly on the wall in a woman's locker room. And we are raw over there. Okay. Our 4th episode is coming this Sunday. Okay. And we're talking about size. Does size really matter? Wallet, height, and peen size. Okay. But we are giving it like no one else is giving it. And I think guys will get some relief after listening to our episodes because we keep it real on both sides, right? We're very balanced. So I hope you enjoy that. And don't forget, I do On the Block with Jen one-on-one, which is either me giving you my thoughts or me doing an interview like the latest one I did with Big Daddy Kane. I'll be dropping that early December. All right, guys. So thank you. Welcome. And I know I sound official, but nah, we're going to have fun tonight, okay? Because I got some stuff to say. It's going to get into but it's observations.
One quick thing. You know what I noticed? When the full episodes, people are they tend to be down with what we're saying because of the full context. It's the shorts that makes people jump off the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yes.
So it's like
our shorts are spicy, but there are sound bites, and you can take a sound bite any which way you like, especially if you have trauma or PTSD from relationships, right? It'll make you think a thing that's not our message, but that's okay too, right? You're allowed to feel what you feel, and we're allowed to clap back until you go to hell, right? Or we agree or we disagree. And sometimes we answer, sometimes we don't, because we are very busy women. We got a lot going on, but we try to interact as much as possible. But our shorts are getting thousands of views. Lots of people are sharing it. So that's a good thing. We make people think, right? We get the blood boiling. So that's okay. Right. So that is what we're doing. Don't forget, support the show, Cash App, baby. Okay. And Super Chat as well. I have different angles of Cassie versus Diddy tonight. Just some things to think about. I'm very observant. I'm constantly dissecting things around me, right? I'm one of those people. Chalk it up for me being a Capricorn, indigenous, or what, I don't know, whatever you are, a woman, whatever. But I'm constantly dissecting things. I'm a people watcher. I'm a people sponge. So I watch people's moves and patterns. And tonight I want to talk about a pattern that Diddy has that he all of a sudden changed right before this case spilled everywhere. With that said, we have another guest. Hi, cousin.
What's up, Z
Hey,
Paula?
how you doing?
Good.
Good to see you back. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I really enjoyed myself the other day, so I
good.
hop back in, and it seemed like it might be a hot topic.
Yeah, this one's gonna be spicy. It's gonna be all about colorism, race, and all of that. So tonight's going to be spicy. I think you guys know as you walk in, hit the like and subscribe. So let me remove that from the screen so you can see our names. Also, this is Friday night, guys. Let it all hang out. Take your hair down and put it up. Unclip your bra. You know what I'm saying? Sit in your, whatever you want to do. Come on up here tonight. Come on up here. If you have something to say about this, you are more than welcome. We prefer your face. I'd rather not talk to an avatar. Just make some more interesting conversation. But the rule still stands. If you want to come up behind an avatar, throw something in the super chat as a courtesy. Okay, for us to give you a pass. Lily, so the latest development on this was first a statement was released and said there was a criminal investigation ongoing in New York, a secret criminal investigation. As you guys know, if you're not up to speed, Cassie is suing Diddy civilly, not criminally. But there was some sort of leak, and they said that out of New York City, there is a secret criminal investigation Then the NYPD released a statement, said, no, not us. We're not criminally investigating anybody. But we live in the world of social media, and people just throw dirt and all kinds of fuel on the fire just so they could get clicks and spins. That's the environment that we're in. So maybe somebody posted that so they can get reposted. But as of now, there is no criminal investigation ongoing in Cassie versus Diddy. However, if there were, they would not tell us that. What do you think, Lily?
So, yes, the last sentence was a dead on, because I found out not too long ago, right? Even with the FBI, there's a lot of celebrities throughout history that have fouls on them. Actually, not just celebrities, just regular people. It could be you and I. You can literally go check. You can literally go check the Freedom of Information Act and see if they've ever had an investigation on you. So yes, this is like standard practice. If they're going to do an investigation, to not let it leak, to do their best not to let it leak, so that people are not on their best behavior. Because one thing I know about humans, this is one thing I know about them. When humans get away with something over and over, we become lax, we become comfortable, and we become sloppy. And that is human nature. It never not happens, right? So that's why I've always been that person that when I'm suspecting something, I just sit back and let them hang themselves, because what's going to happen is that they're going to eventually end up getting comfortable, lax, and sloppy with it. So I would not be surprised. I do not see this situation ending without him being in somebody's cell.
Really? You think it'll go that far? You think it'll go criminal?
I do. It is just a few things. I'm going to tell you what's making me think that. First of all, just the accusations alone, there's a lot of illegal activity. So there's a lot of charges that could be picked up. That's number one. Number two, our country is falling apart. It's literally falling apart underneath our feet. So a lot of these states and the country itself need some distractions. And this is the season of clout. So not just for us, but you notice even the politicians, they want clout now, right? So I can see a state or whatever, or the feds picking something up for that, as well as probably a distraction. The other part is that I'm also noticing, I think there's a lot more people who do not like this man. They're just, they've just been tolerating him over the years because he's had so much power, right? Mm-hmm. And so people have been staying quiet. People have been wanting to speak out about things that they probably experienced or saw. So I feel like this is the very beginning. And I don't see him ending this situation without seeing the inside of somebody's prison, whether it's state or federal, we don't know. That's just my opinion.
What do you think, Ziggy cousin? What do you think?
I think I'm not really sure. I mean, because it's kind of, even everything that Lily said was correct about, those are good points. But he's gotten away with so many things. You know what I mean? So it's like, when something does happen, it's going to be surprising. A lot of times when people get in trouble, sometimes you aren't surprised when a certain celebrity gets in trouble, and the other celebrities, when they finally do get in trouble for something, it's like you're actually surprised. But I guess we'll see at the end of the day, because there's so many people that have things on him, but most of what people have on him are more like conspiracy theory type stuff. You know what I mean? Because of that stuff that, I don't want to say conspiracy theory, because that's looked at as a certain term, but I would say it's too many coincidences. I would say, and people ended up missing, and people dying on his watch and things like that. You know what I mean? It's just amazing. You know what I mean? How he's able to get away with so many things. I think And I was thinking about this when Lily was talking, that people that are younger than us don't have the same emotional attachment to him, that we did when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
So they will be quicker. That's younger than us will be quicker to dispose of him, and they're not going to have his back like the people in our generation does. You know
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean?
that's a great point. A lot of people are more cynical. What were you gonna say, Lily?
I was going to bring up the generational thing. Another thing I caught too. Recently, been meaning to bring this up to you and Haran as well. How the whole changing its name to Love around the time that he got with Carisha, I felt like that was a rebranding for the young people as well. That was a part of it. It was a whole rebranding situation that's been going on around the time that he got with Carisha. That I've noticed is that he's been trying to appeal to the younger people, but with a whole different persona. And I even watched Lovely T one time, and she was talking about how it's kind of worked for some of the young people because they don't know the 90s. They don't know the things that he was accused of. And so they're like, no, that's Love. What are you talking about? That's Love, Carisha's man, right? And for us 90s people, we're like, we know a little bit more about Love, okay? Before he was Love. All right. So I
Right.
call him Loveless, but
Right. So it's great that you brought up Carisha because that's a great segue to the topic. I said, did Diddy start dating Young Miami, aka Carisha, to garner support from Black women specifically, right? If I was his PR person and seeing, as we all know, Black women are the most supportive of Black men to a fault, I would say. Me and Cynthia G would say to a fault, right? I have to admit to a fault, right? That does not mean that Black men don't need to be supported and we don't love them, famously and all of that. But however, it has been to some of our detriments and to a fault, right? It just happens. With that said, not only did he rebrand himself as Love, he rebranded himself as Brother Love. Okay. That was the full name, Brother Love, not just Love. Secondly, here's my observation. I feel like a lot of people know, with a case of this magnitude, a lot of people know it's coming down the pipeline. The branding, the Ciroc, you know what I mean? The people that are in business with him and in bed with him, right? So pulled out all of a sudden, Diddy's giving back publishing. After decades and decades and decades of him basically dancing around, this is my money. I don't care how broke you guys are. People criticize them after Black Rob died. People criticize them about Mace. Like, give these people their money, right? Where's Total? What happened to, Uptown Rec? All of that, right? Diddy never budged. It was his money. It was his dancing in the video. It was his Ciroc forever. Okay. Then all of a sudden, right before this atom nuclear bomb drops, because it's nuclear, right? He gives back publishing. And everybody was like, oh,
with
look, he had a change of heart.
what conditions though?
Correct. Explain, Lily.
Well, it's very interesting that he didn't just get back to publishing, but I love the way Aubrey O'Day broke it down. She read it verbatim, right? So she's like, these are his words, not mine. She said, he expected us. We were asked to sign a contract that we could never say anything disparaging about him, Bad Boy Records, his mama, his children, dead ass. Like, I'm not making this up because, I can say it as a joke, but it sounds like a joke. But no, this is dead ass. Can't say nothing about nobody. His neighbors. Okay, I made that part up. The lawn care guy, I made that part up too. But you get what I'm saying, right? So that was the issue. So Aubrey was like, but the thing is, after all of these years, when you break down the amount of what we're going to get, especially with the group with Daddy DK, and I think they were going to get $900 a piece. But in order to get the $900, he's like, hey, you want your publishings and the $900 check? Yeah, but you can't say anything bad about any of these things. Very interesting. She did not sign it. She said, I refuse. And she called the other girls and said, listen, do not sign this. She said, because if you sign this, you'll be, I understand we might be in tough times right now, but in the future, because I think she knew this shit was coming down the pipe too, because we knew, right? So she's like, in the future, we'll be able to sell our story. Don't do it. She says, if you need $900 that bad, I'll give it to you. Just hold out. They didn't, as she said, because it's 5 of them in the group, 2 of them didn't sign and the other ones did, unfortunately. So they got $900, but they can't sell their story now.
You know what? I don't think that's going to help him in this case. And when I tell you, I adore my friends. My male friends have a lot to say about this, and they know I'm a great debater, and they're calling me to ask me my opinion and give me their opinion. Of course, their opinion is biased, right? I try to be fair and neutral, but I know that men have a bias. So what I heard repeatedly was, oh, you can't believe all women. Oh, why now? It's a knee-jerk reaction. I know what men are going to say before they say it. Why did she wait this long? It's the same. They parrot the same things over and over again, our darling male friends that they are. But I already knew what I was going to hear from my male friends. However, aside from Danity Kane and that whole mess with the publishing, I don't think that's going to help him. I think this is so nuclear. I don't think any of that. I don't even think Danity Kane is an issue in comparison to what's in those 25 pages in that lawsuit. I really don't think so. Maybe they could have added something on the side. I don't think so. But we're talking about prostitutes, assistants, chauffeurs, bodyguards. You know, there's a lot of involved. Her mother has pictures of her bruises. Her mother took pictures of her bruises at one time. So there's a lot. There's medical records. You know what I mean? And this is way before Danity Kane was even, hey, I'm going to give you back your publishing. So we have that. We have all of a sudden, after decades, Diddy decides to date a Black woman. Okay? Now, I know you guys are thinking, Kim Porter was Black. Kim Porter was mixed. She was an exotical, like Cynthia G says. He's either dating girls that look Puerto Rican or are Puerto Rican, women that are Asian, and if they're Black, they're so mixed, right? They look exotic, right? He recently had a baby from an Asian woman. So Diddy has never procreated with a Black woman, a completely Black woman, right? Now, you guys can divvy it up how you like and one drop rule, whatever. All of his women look like they speak another language. Can we just say that? Can we just break it down in layman's terms? Okay, he likes his exoticals, right? That is his thing. So when he popped up with Carisha, a very young Carisha,
I hear it.
Yeah. Are you typing, cousin?
Nah. My iPad, I was trying to figure out what it was myself.
Okay.
If you put it on mute.
Yeah, just put it on mute when you type. So I found it quite bizarre, one of my favorite words, that he pops up with this little old ratchet thing. Okay. And I'm just calling it. This is not, this is not what's the new girl with the water. This is not some cute girl that's singing R&B. This is a ratchet. This is the city girls, the ratchet, you know what I mean? Black chick with her ratchet Black friends from Miami, and they're twerking. I found it very strange that he goes from exotic, mixed Asian, exotic, mixed Asian, white to Carisha. I found that weird. And then someone so young, right? A lot younger. He knew the pull she had in that, in the blogs and all of that. But then their interactions together, whenever you saw them together, was weird.
Very weird.
Right? Didn't look intimate. Didn't look like he was into her. Whenever they were on Instagram Live, he talked to her like she wasn't shit. It was a very awkward interaction to where I thought it was completely fake. I was like, are they faking this for a reality show? Looks weird. What is that noise? I don't know what's that noise.
Right, it's hating.
Yeah, it's
that must be Diddy.
Right. So, was he trying to garner the support of Black women by dating a Black woman who Black women like?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that was the first thing I thought. Actually, that was the first place I went. I was like, maybe I ain't shit, but this, because I know I can be ain't shit sometimes. My first thought don't be the most, blessed and spiritual thought sometimes. And that was one of those moments. And I was just because it was weird. It was weird just based off his history and who we've seen him with over the years. She was a completely different something. The only thing that made sense, because there was nothing that made sense about it, except the only thing that made sense was clout for the younger audience. And so that's why I pieced that up with the name change of himself, the name change of Bad Boy, the rebranding of him in general. And I said, oh, I see what your ass doing. Okay. But see, more of us know you for your works than not. So that you can love all day long. You can roll around with the city girls all day long, all you want to. But that's not going to change the many of us that already know the tea, right? So it was a really strange. And then when you see them together, it always gave hired help. Even when you listen to them talk about their relationship, it gave you hired help. It was very awkward. Okay, I wasn't even looking for love, like body languages of love. I was even looking for body languages of lust or infatuation. I didn't get any of it from neither party. Nothing.
It looked like he was running around with his assistant or the nanny or something like that. He looked very detached, and it's probably because he was doing something he didn't want to do. That wasn't his speed. That wasn't his style. We've seen his resume. We've seen his resume. We know what the women look like. Someone said she will need people like J-Lo to come out, and then the world will believe it for sure. J-Lo is going to stay far away as far away as she did after that shootout in that club. Jennifer Lopez, she's not with these shits. She's like, I don't have anything to do with that. I got my career, nothing to do with it.
Hold up. This man is a dark cloud. You know what just hit me and I forgot all about? Before the whole shootout in the club, where Shine ended up having to do 10 years for this man. Do you remember the first club incident where all those people died?
Yes. I remember.
He is an entire...
Allegedly, he took the money when the melee was happening and
bounced out the back door. Yeah. Wow, like that just hit me. So there was that club incident first. Then there was Biggie. Then there was the other club incident. I mean, this man is a whole dark cloud. And then I forgot, there was other people I forgot that died around him. The best friend who died, who his son Justin looks just like, he died. It was quite a few people. And then
the man that Kim Porter was dating died. Kim Porter died. There's a lot of people die around Diddy.
A lot of people died. Poor guy. All this death he has to deal with. It's very interesting.
Yeah, I think it's I think he panicked last minute and was like, let me give back this publishing, let them sign these NDAs, let me date this Black girl. The funny thing is that while he was dating Carisha, he was already involved with another woman who gave birth to his baby, to his little Asian baby, while he was dating Carisha. Remember that whole thing happened because that's really his style. That is what Diddy likes. Diddy has shown us what he likes for decades.
And while she was having the baby, the other Asian girl, the one I was talking about yesterday, who did the interview with Tasha K, her and Carisha were fighting online while this lady is giving birth. But the other Asian lady did an interview a couple of years ago stating pretty much the same exact things. And there's some stuff too with Carisha that she has even said, but in a joking, playful manner, wasn't in a nefarious way. Pretty much, well, first of all, she's confirmed that she's paid to be with him. Because remember, she was mad when he dropped her rate.
Right.
That's the first thing. But she's also stated that he likes to see her with other people. Women is what she said, because she's not going to state that publicly about the men, but she stated that openly.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a sordid affair. Hey, Kez, and I hear the clicking. Do you, Lily?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Was you in it when I was away?
No, it went away. That's why we were trying to figure out what it was. You have headphones in?
No keyboard, no. I don't know what it could be.
All right. We don't hear it right now. We'll wait and see if it starts again.
Because I heard it when I got back on though.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. Go ahead, Lily. You was gonna say.
God, I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was. Oh, the girl they were fighting.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was saying. I think I finished my point that they were fighting and that it was the other Asian girl which had been with him for a while. So yeah, he has a type. This is very clear. Carisha, even it's been times where when it was special occasions or whatever, she wasn't even invited. The other girls was there. Like he just rotates them.
Right. I just find that choice quite peculiar.
Cause she is a gutter hood rat.
Right. And this is a man who's been around the world. And I mean, you dated Jennifer Lopez, you dated Kim Porter, who's a fucking goddess. She looks like something out of an Egyptian. You know what I'm saying?
She don't even look real.
Right. Just gorgeous, gorgeous women. And then it's Carisha playing. Carisha, I don't know about that. I don't know because girl, I don't know about that. I ain't like interviewing Black China. Ain't nobody can tell me that what to do. Really?
I think it makes sense that he's with her.
Let's hear it around DeMarco.
Well, Carisha is what beauty is now.
For the Lola.
I mean, I keep telling you people, mediocrity won. And for beauty, that is what that is right now. Beauty is not Nia Long in her 20s. Beauty is not Beverly Johnson. Beauty is not Iman. It's unattainable. Carisha is attainable. She's a nice, average looking dark skin girl.
Scars, the stretch marks, the tattoo.
Nice, average looking, pumped up, full of foreign chemicals. She's what beauty is right now. And it makes sense for if Diddy wants clout, he has a girl like that on his team.
While all the exoticals are sprinkled about.
Exactly. See,
because
it makes sense for when, Cassie was, on the floor in a sense, beauty, that was still beauty to some degree. Unattainable beauty, was still beauty to a degree. That's not unattainable. Anything is not considered what people go for nowadays. Mediocrity rules the roost.
But you know what?
The better looking you are, the worse you're off, actually.
No, true. Now, when you saying that, I'm thinking about it. My next question was, well, did it work? Yeah. Because we was after the Carisha union, he's been on our tongues and the blogs more. So it kind of worked for him as far as what he was looking for, if that's what he was looking to do. That worked.
Like, I got into a very long conversation with my boys about Carisha. And I was like, it's all right. And I was like, Megan Good is more of my, I was like, yeah, that's more of my speed. They was like, yeah, she blows Megan out the water. I'm like, whoa, what happened?
What happened? What was that?
Hey,
what did you say?
I don't know. Even dudes nowadays, their standards of bad it's a little different from my standards of bad.
Yeah. And I try to see it. I really try to see it when people are like, oh, but Ice Spice is cute. And I really try. And I'm like, what are you guys looking at? Are my standards of beauty too high? I don't, because I'm up there with Diddy and what he thinks is honestly his
Ice Spice
what he thinks is attractive. You know what I mean? Like I don't know about the the Cardi B's and the
I mean, Ice Spice is popping in a in a, you know, red now later green Jolly Rancher kind of way. She's quarter water sexy, as I call it. You know what
Not water sexy.
I mean? She's,
But she
I
look
get
more
it.
tame.
you bring around the hood.
She's on the way, girl. She's just
Yeah, you know what I mean?
regular
You
girl
see
around the way.
cats be like, oh yeah, that's a nice little slimmy. You know what I mean? Or that, you know, that's you. Yeah, you know, for the weekend,
Jen,
life ain't
she got
around.
a shape. She got a
Yeah,
shape.
you know what I mean? You know, little rat you
She
rolling
got a
around.
shape.
I can
She look
see
more
it.
attainable though. She looked like one of these Instagram model, like not like an Instagram model, but she looks like somebody that you might go to school with. You know what I'm saying? If you're that age. Well,
Absolutely. Like if you put a Kim Porter next to an Ice Spice, Kim
Completely
Porter
different.
looks unattainable, right? She looks like I'd have to pull up in a Ferrari with a suit on to get that. But
mhm.
Ice Spice, we'll hang out and eat some Naladas and drink quarter waters.
And pre internet is unattainable. The world is that's the unattainable world of, you know what I mean, the beauty that's unattainable, the career that's unattainable, the whatever that's unattainable due to barrier of entry. The internet is all about the removal of barrier of entry. Everyone's a psychiatrist here. Everyone's a mathematician here. Everyone's a scientist. Everyone's a model. Everyone's a comedian. You know what I mean? Without a lick of experience, without a lick of talent. You know what I mean? Talent itself has been, you know, transformed to something where it's as simple as causing some sort of attention for yourself. Literally, not literally, excuse me, figuratively throwing, catching yourself on fire so you can get people's attention, and who can do it fastest and who can burn the most body parts. That's talent now. You know, not an actual skill that very few people in the world can actually, you know, exercise.
I say the only talent that matters today is the talent of obtaining clout and maintaining clout.
Absolutely.
That's the only talent that really matters now. And
Absolutely.
that goes for someone in the entertainment business or a politician or anyone in between. Like that's just pretty much where we're at with it. Especially if it's anyone who's a public figure. It's a popularity contest. Really what it is that we've all entered back into high school. That's it.
Remember there was a time when the idea of the presidency was just this, it was prestigious. It was this, you perceived it at some point as, oh, this guy knows what he's doing. It's the perception of it is that you're supposed to put someone in there who at least looks like they know what they're doing. Look, man, The Rock told us, said last week, both parties asked him to run for the presidency. The fuck does The Rock know about, you know what I mean, politics? But hey, I get it.
He's
In this world right now, I get why The Rock would be approached.
Well, yeah, I said the same thing about Donald Trump when he was running for president. I mean, I understand why people supporting him or whatever, and I don't want to go into whether people support him or not. But it's just back to the point, the fact of somebody like him that is more of an entertainer than a politician. The fact that he's able to run for president in the first place, whether you can argue whether he's effective or not, the fact that he's able to run in the first place says a lot. You know what I mean?
I think he made a mockery of our politics whilst simultaneously exposing where we are as a society, exposing what we deem to be important right now as a society. People don't give a fuck about, politics. People don't give a fuck about what's right and wrong. People give a shit about their truth. That's
but now politics.
That's it.
And a lot of what politics now is, you have to be more than just a politician anyway. To get people to go out and vote, you have to be an entertainer. You have to be.
That is true.
You have to be someone that caters to this social media type society. You saw how Donald Trump was on social media, and you see how The Rock is on social media. He posts every day, and I think he has like the most followers on Instagram in the world. So
it was a slow drip in some sense because Ronald Reagan was an actor.
Mm-hmm.
And then here comes Bill Clinton years, decades later. This motherfucker's playing saxophone late night. You know what I mean? No, let's call it what it is. You know, when Barack Obama showed up and that motherfucker, he brought black cool to the table. This motherfucker was playing basketball. He was in his shirt off. He's got your grandmama hot in the pants. You know what I mean? He became a brand within himself. So Trump didn't just happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a slow drip that, led to Donald Trump. But once he actually got the reins, he just blew the fucking door off and showed us what this shit is really about. These motherfuckers don't give a fuck about none of this shit. This is about entertainment. That's all it is at the end of the day, man.
That's the thing with Americans. We love to be entertained.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the one thing about Americans. We don't give a fuck about shit else. Just make me laugh and make me feel something. Like that's it.
So I want to, do you think that he'll get the support of Black women, Haran, because he dated Carisha and now he's like, oh, look, he's brother love and he's dating a Black woman now. Do you think Black women are cake for him?
Nah. He's carrying the stench around of too much shit for decades.
And
it's too much unquestioned shit. There's too much side eyeing. He's the dude on the street that he been like, for some strange reason, life been letting him live, but deep down, like this nigga ain't shit. Like why hasn't something happened to this person? Because everybody around this person dies, gets locked up, falls out of an airplane, suddenly dies mysteriously. You know what I mean? It's wild.
I think people are definitely afraid of Diddy. I think they're literally afraid of him. They've seen him. I mean, who blows up a car? Like, this is out of a movie, right? So the people around him are like, this motherfucker can get a car blown up, allegedly, according to Kid Cudi. Not according to me, I wasn't there.
Here it is. Okay. I think that it is. I don't think one should be scared of Diddy per se. I think one should be concerned about what he has access to. I mean, without all that going on, that motherfucker's a sucker.
Right.
He done been punked out. He done been slapped up, you know what I mean, when he been in the room with real dudes. But he's had real dudes around him, like real official cats on payroll. You know what I mean? So that's how he was able to make a number of situations happening. So I assume that, yes, he still has some dudes on payroll that'll blow up a car. I read that shit that you sent me earlier, Jay. I said, this nigga blew up a car? What the fuck? Like, what?
Did you read it?
Yes, I read it. I read a good bit of it.
In my community tab, you can find it in my community tab. I have all 25 pages of the lawsuit.
35.
35?
I was reading it before the start.
It was 35?
No, he was almost 20 years older than this young lady.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You wasn't. I forgot you wasn't here yesterday, so we talked about all of that yesterday because Jen read a lot of it on him. This stuff was coming out every morning show. It was a lot, but okay. So I was actually surprised at a couple of Black women who were taken up for him, but it was going back to that thing where we become blind to celebrities that we like. Okay, so I don't even pay that no attention. But for the majority of Black women, the one thing about Black women that they don't forget, when you've been dating a string of non-Black women, they don't forget that shit.
They usually say, let him, he wanted to be with a Cassie, he wanted to be with the preference, let him get out of it on his own. So I'm seeing a lot of that too.
I mean, I remember this man since the time when he overbooked and he miscalculated the college event that led to the deaths of many college students because they were trampled in a stampede.
Yeah, Lily brought that up a minute ago.
Yeah, I remember back then. And I recall, meeting him in passing once. And no bullshit. I felt a very immense degree of dark energy around him.
You see it.
I don't claim to be, I'm in tune to energy to some degree. I mean, I know people who are very much in tune to energy, but there was just something that surrounded him that did not seem correct. I don't know what it was, and this was before, him blowing up a Bad Boy and all that, or whatever. As a matter of fact, he wanted to sign an artist that I was working with back in the day, presented him a contract or whatever, and he brought it in, and the guys was like, yeah, it's a good idea if you bring this to a lawyer. And essentially they brought it to the lawyer, and essentially they'd have been working for Diddy for free, essentially. He was handing out grape contracts way back in the 1990s, before Biggie and them. So yeah, like I said, none of this stuff that they said he's done or been involved with shocks me. None of it.
So I mean, he gives you, I mean, you see that vibe like through the TV.
You see
it all over him.
His eyes, man.
And I'm not just saying this because this blew up, because Diddy's had a bad reputation since forever, right?
Actually, we've been saying that. We've been consistent.
Right. Yeah. Right. When he dressed up as the Joker and he was arguing with that guy on the sidewalk, that looked so weird and grimy and dark to me. And it looks like he caught himself. Right? He caught himself like, oh shit, the cameras are on, so let me pretend. He was like, no, it's all good, brother. It's all good, with it. But I'm like, no, that's not how you started this argument. When he started the argument, he was somewhere else, and you can tell. And then he was like, oh shit, all the cameras are out here. And then he was like, no, it's all good. It's all, because he was like, we got a problem? And I was like, is he about to fight him? Or what's going on? And it looked like he caught himself, but it looked so like the Joker was perfect for him. He just looked dark and grimy and evil.
It was perfect, and I feel like what you said, in addition to that, I felt like he felt comfortable to be in that space because of the mask. Because remember, that's also in the indictment about the mask. That's something that he likes, and that helps you to hide behind so that the real you, that other part of you, can come out, right? Mm-hmm. So that definitely makes sense.
I mean, he was on some eyes wide shut shit with the mask, lingerie, and the people getting,
I meant to brain for tonight. Did y'all see the video of him with Cassie trying to hide from him? I forgot about that video some years ago, where she was under the sheet on the balcony, and it was so like, it was one of those that you realize that we wasn't supposed to see.
I didn't see that, but I do remember a couple years back when the cops were called to her house. Do you guys remember that? There's a couple years
about that.
The cops were called to her house.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking, but I forgot all about that. I don't know if this was the same day or not, but she looked super scared. She was underneath like a blanket. It looked like they was like in a resort or a hotel. She's on the balcony, and he was harassing her. And he tried to say it was a joke when it came out, but it was clearly not a joke. It was clearly not a joke.
He does that. Like, he catches himself. Like, he's all the way him, and then he's like, oh, people are watching. I was only kidding. So he is like a villain. He is like a villain in a movie. And it begs the question, what about his other baby mamas? Pumpkin and Kim Porter and, what's her name? Misa, whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, who else did he subject to male prostitutes and drugs and things like that? Go ahead, Ron.
Look, if this makes sense, there's two kind of people that I've met in my life. There's the guys who had no problem inflicting large amounts of violence on another person, but it's not necessarily their go-to. And then there's the guys that you can see they couldn't wait to harm another person, whether it was financially, whether it was physically, whether it was emotionally. They got off on hurting people. And every time I see him, even when I was in person, I got that energy of a dude like, yeah, you get off on destroying people. Like, that's your shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not like a person who, like a brutally vicious person who just does it because he has to. You know what I mean? That it was just necessary to do. That's different. But him, he's the kind of that, and that's some devilish shit. That's some villainous shit, man.
No, you can tell. I want to change the conversation a little bit. It is Friday. I want to spice it up a little bit. I saw an Instagram video. I want to segue completely out of the Diddy thing, okay, about attitude and politics and things like that. I want to play a video for you guys. I want you to tell me what you think. I have what I think, and I'm standing 10 toes down on it. But I want to play a video for you guys about politics and how everything is changing. Not only is the standard dropping in entertainment, but in politics as well. Or you may see this video and be like, no, it's fine. It's cool. I'm gonna play this video for you. It's layered. It's a politician delivering a speech a certain way. It's a political commentator responding to it. And then a YouTuber responding to all of it. Okay, so it's in 3 parts. I'm gonna play this for you. It is Friday. Let's turn it up a little bit. You guys tell me what you think about this Instagram video. Let me know when you can see the screen. Let me take this banner off. Because the Diddy thing will keep developing and we will keep following it. And again, the documents are in my community tab if you want to see exactly what that lawsuit states. It is horrific. It sounds like a freaking horror movie, a sex trafficking horror movie. It's terrible. And if any of that did actually happen, you know what I mean? I hope Cassie finds some healing and some peace, because it's absolutely horrific, especially for a girl so young. And she's getting a lot of heat because they're like, oh, she liked the lavish lifestyle, blah, blah. And we'll get into that tomorrow. But right now it's Friday, and I want to pull this up right quick because I want to know what the chat thinks. I want to know what the panel thinks. Let me know what you think about this right here. I have my thoughts. Where are we? Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. I'm play this video.
Standards real quick. Okay, I'm going to show y'all a video.
Representative Jasmine Crockett, who apparently is from the Dallas area and is extremely embarrassing. I want to play a little snippet from her part of the impeachment inquiry hearing. Watch.
But when we start talking about things that look like evidence, they want to act like they blind. They don't know what this is. These are our national secrets. Looks like in the to me.
Of course, referring to Trump's
This looks like more evidence of our national secrets. 2 counts related to efforts to obstruct the vote certification proceedings. 1 count of conspiracy to violate civil rights. 23 counts related to forgery or false document statements. 8 counts related to soliciting. And I could go on because he's got 91 counts pending right now. But I will tell you what the president has been guilty of. He has unfortunately been guilty of loving his child unconditionally. And that is the only evidence that they have brought forward. And honestly, I hope and pray that my parents love me half as much as he loves his child. Until they find some evidence, we need to get back to the people's work, which means keeping this government open so that people don't go hungry in the streets of the United States. And I will.
They be blind up in here. This is how little they respect.
Come on now.
This is how little they respect.
Some hip hop.
I could get my head on a swivel too, except if I was in Congress, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because it's not professional.
This is kind of a word.
Show us the nails.
Exactly.
Because I'm not a hood rat.
So because Sarah Gonzalez cannot competently rebut the things that Representative Jasmine Crockett was saying so passionately and eloquently, I might add, she resorted to microaggressive and racist tropes, trying to paint her as an angry Black woman, trying to call her a hood rat, all of those things. And we see this kind of double standard all the time, this kind of hypocrisy, especially when you see the behaviors in Congress that people like Sarah Gonzalez seem to conveniently overlook. Like, I don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert going at it on the House floor. You have Mark Wayne Mullen, who tried to fight a Teamster president in the middle of a Senate hearing. Or you have like Kevin McCarthy when he elbowed Burchett in the kidneys. And like, they're fighting like stupid children, but that seems to be okay. Now, I could leave my commentary at that. I could leave it educated and intelligent because I'm an educated and intelligent woman. But the problem is that Sarah Gonzalez is not. And everything she said was unintelligent, ignorant bullshit. And I don't think that bullshit like that deserves a respectful response. And I'm a Memphis ass bitch. So, Sarah Gonzalez, you don't catch this motherfucking verbal fade, okay? You decide to go low, I'm gonna drag you to hell. The reason why you don't have nails like that has nothing to do with not being a hood rat and everything to do with the fact that you are severely lacking in keratin. Collagen, too. But I can see all that thinning at your scalp. Like, I see where you tried to tease it up and act like you had some body. You're not fooling anyone. That's also why your eyebrows come off at the end of the day when you wipe off your crusty ass face. Okay, you look like Skeletor, bobbing your head back and forth. Be careful. You might have your head pop right off that vertebrae. You didn't have to dress up like this for Halloween. Dressing up like yourself? All right. Hey, why are you only 5 years older than I am looking like that? Oh, better question. Why are you 5 years younger than Jasmine Crockett looking like that? Like, she looks like this in all of her beautiful glory and you look well preserved. I don't mean that as a compliment. I mean that like a mummy. It doesn't surprise me that you have on an Andrew Wakefield pro-disease, anti-vax t-shirt. You look like you want to spread disease. You look like one of the things from I Am Legend. You look like you want to give everybody whatever the hell you have so that we can all cry in the mirror in the morning, okay? Yeah. I find it hypocritical that you made a whole Facebook post about how people judge you for superficial reasons and how that's not okay. But that's what you did to Jasmine Crockett, and what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Love this photo you attached to the post where you said you had on no makeup. 12 filters and still edging like eggnog. God damn, ain't that a shame? Also, did your eye glitch because of bad Botox? Okay. You know, it's really shitty that you look like one of the things tossed in the dumpster behind the Walking Dead set, but that doesn't mean you get to be a racist bitch and take it out on everybody else. Like, if you were moisturized, hydrated, and minded your fucking business, maybe you wouldn't look like one of my Halloween decorations. I want to talk about double standards real quick, okay? I'm going to show y'all a video.
Representative Jasmine Crockett, who apparently is.
Okay. I will reserve my comments after the chat and panel speaks. What do you guys?
So I don't. Okay.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. There was a lot to unpack. Go right on ahead.
Okay, so I'm just a little confused. Like, okay, in this instance, speaking properly and professionally and exercising respectability politics was should have been the go-to. I'm confused because anytime Candace Owens speaks in a very eloquent manner, one of the main things that people harp on is her ability to speak in a very eloquent manner. Now, this woman was behaving like a gutter rat. She had the bad weave, the bad stitch, the hand movement, the whole thing down. I mean, it she had it down to a T. She literally was up there looking like a caricature. And that very, very emaciated white woman, I'm assuming she's white.
I think she's Latin, Sarah Gonzalez. I don't know if she's Latin or married to Latin. I do not know. I didn't research.
She took full opportunity to, make jest of her because yes, I'm pretty sure she didn't have anything, to rebut that was intelligent. However, at the end of the day, it just goes to show just where we are as a society. As I said before, this constitutes as intelligent dialogue. This is an intelligent exchange in regards to politics and society and how we should go forward as a unit. This constitutes for that a literal playing of the dozens. A literal playing of the dozens over people's lives and over people's futures and so on. And this is why mediocrity can't be allowed to thrive, because it will cripple and kill a society. Because if you remove the barrier to entry, what happens, even without even trying, there becomes a sudden race to the bottom. Because the only thing that's left is the fucking bottom. So inherently, this is why capitalism and so on and so forth makes sense to our survival as human beings. Human beings were always going to want, human beings were always going to want to instinctively up the other one. So if the direction is up and the barrier to entry is high and the direction is up, the result is that we all win in the end because we all gain a degree of prosperity. Well, you know what I mean, richer homes, a larger economy. But if the direction is down, motherfuckers is just going to get dumber and dumber and dumber and useless and classless and try to up the other person. And before you even know it, the things that hold our society together that should be moving us forward are completely abandoned, if that makes sense.
Makes sense. Lily, you about that whole exchange. It was a lot. I could say it again if you need to. If not, we can
No,
move
I'm
forward.
good. I'm good. There's some moments I can't get back. But all right, so first thing, because that's always going to be what people are going to say. Well, the white people did blah blah blah. Okay, because the white people about the fight on the Congress floor and all of that. Yeah, that's ratchet. Okay, but that don't take away from what Homegirl was being ratchet too. Ratchet is ratchet is ratchet, right? And it goes back to the other point is there's always black people acting in 2023 like double standards in America with black people don't exist. See, we want to go with what things should be as opposed to the way things are. Why are you fucking surprised? If a black person in America does something, we're going to have, like, especially something like what Miss Thing did, it's going to be a bigger spotlight shine on her as opposed to the white guys who shove at each other. I mean, it's just America. Why are you surprised? Okay, but that still doesn't take away that wasn't the place, the time or the place for that type of behavior for the black girl or the white people. It just doesn't take that away. But this goes back, this was exhibit A of the point I proved earlier. It's not just entertainment, it is politics as well, that everyone wants a moment. Everybody is looking for a moment right now. And I started noticing that years ago. And it was like when social media started to really take off and stuff like that. I was noticing it just watching the news. I'm like, the weather lady too? They started dressing sexier and and they started
Everybody at a Black Lives Matter rally hit that podium and you couldn't tell them they weren't MLK. You could not. There was like, this speech is gonna be the one. Like, you would see it, and then these people ended up with Cadillac commercials, brand sponsorships as activists. So it was working. What else, Lee? Are you done?
But that was where I was going to land, is that we get rewarded for it, and that is also the problem. Is the reward for it? Because not only is there a race to a bottom, but there's a reward as well for this race.
Reward for the race. Ziggy, what did you think about that entire exchange?
It's a lot. I mean, I think it's just showing what those people think of us. You know what I mean? It's like the race to the bottom, as he was saying, the race to the bottom is quick. And I think they give us the rope to hang ourselves when it comes to the way we try to make everything such a grand presentation of trying to be such a big personality in everything that we do. And that goes through in politics and everything. And I think, the moment we show a bit of soul, it becomes a mockery to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? And, the lady making fun of her, I think, just so, she had a platform, they had a platform to make fun of us. And there's no repercussion for that, because she was able to express how she felt, and and she won't get no backlash for it, and she'll continue to have supporters.
So do you think that the politician, the first woman that was speaking at Congress, do you think she was just showing soul?
No, I mean I think she was being extra, but you know, I think she was definitely being extra, but you know, I think it just gave them basically the rope to they just had the rope to make fun of her for it, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
She
And I
gave it to him.
it's showing her racism and what she thinks of us. You know what I mean?
So Israel Grace says she was just being her. So here's what I think. I think all three of them are absolutely fucking ridiculous. All three of them. I think they are absolutely fucking ridiculous. All three of them. Now I know the last young lady thought that this is gonna be the slam dunk. I'm gonna get people to share this, and she did. And she did. Lots of people shared it. As far as there are no repercussions for the white woman or the white presenting woman,
Mhm.
I mean, I got tired of reading comments because, everybody ran over there to tell her about herself, right? And then I became curious about this woman. And I started scrolling and I'm like, oh, this is her thing. When I tell you someone that don't give a fuck about the chitter chatter, she's that character. She's like a female Trump. So I was like, all y'all are doing is making her more popular. I did not know who Sarah Gonzalez was until a black person posted her. I didn't know, I never heard of her. I don't follow politics or whatever. Made me curious as we are, went over to her page and they are lighting her up in the comments and they really think that it's doing something,
It
right?
is.
But one thing about these Republicans, they all stick together and they love people that talk like Sarah Gonzalez or Candace Owens, right? I think it was inappropriate to be, in Congress or on a Senate floor, wherever she was. I thought it was absolutely ridiculous for her to speak like that. I thought it was ridiculous for the white woman to be on TV or the white presenting woman to speak like that about her. And then I thought it was utterly ridiculous for the third one. Like she was like, oh, she said, look at me. But you look stupid too. You look just as stupid. But in our current environment, like we keep discussing, that's a win, right? Because it's a race to the bottom. Now, did any three of those women change, I don't know, cure cancer, pass a bill, right? Did any three of them do anything except for be fucking fodder and jokes and for the internet? And that's why I say all three of them are absolutely fucking ridiculous. I got nothing from any of them except now I know who Sarah Gonzalez is. The last girl, she'll fade off because everybody on Instagram is doing that. And the politician, they'll keep making fun of her if that's how she's going to carry herself. That's what I think. I think all three of them are absolutely ridiculous. All three.
And that's the thing. People get mad at me when I tell people to stop giving these people your power. Like if you hate them so much, then stop giving them your power. You give them your power when you engage with them, right? Like a Sarah Gonzalez or whoever. Like you especially if you're a content creator. If someone is a content creator and you're triggered and you go, I'm gonna let them know about myself. like you know,
like sister has said, comment section, Lily.
It is. It's looking like that's what I was thinking about. I was trying not to say thank you when I was saying thank you, right? But that's what it is. You give people like us your power by doing that because it's what I noticed on the games about this social media game is that your haters are going to be your promoters. It's not going to be your friends and family and the people who love you and the people who think you have the best content. It's going to be the people that are triggered, that are living in their trauma so much. They're living in their trauma so much that they've got to share it to everybody and let everybody know how bad of a person you are, and they can't help themselves. Because me and my ass, I'm like, oh shit, that's fucked up, and that's me. I just keep it rolling, right? I'm like, oh damn, But they're living in their trauma so much that they can't do that. They gotta, right? But you're rewarding the person that you hate. You are now handing your power over. And they don't see that. People don't see that this is not race or gender or anything specific, right? And so, yeah.
It's
But I will.
so it's funny because I'm reading through the comments And I was reading through her comments, and it's funny how many people are saying, "Oh, you done fucked up now. You thought you did something." But I was like, "You poor babies. You don't know how social media works."
And what are the consequences that they're going to hand out?
None. They that lady got her already has her own supporters. No matter how many people talk trash in her comments, she already has her fan base and supporters. So you know what I mean. That's just expose her to even more people that's going to
Absolutely.
support. You know what I'm saying?
All they do is they really are free marketing, the best promo anyone could have asked for. They're the ones that are shooting our numbers up on Sisterhood Sips. They're the ones that are shooting. They're the ones that shot my numbers up on the Block with Jen. People reacting to what Jen had to say, right? They're the ones that brought people over here. Similarly, people underestimate how racist Republicans are and how much they stick together. GoFundMe took down Derek Chauvin's pay. You can't raise money for that. What did he do? He started his own website. Every single day they're throwing money into Derek Chauvin's account, okay, without GoFundMe. So going back to what you said, Ziggy, these people already have a following. So you could get mad. Oh, you thought you fucked up. You did. This woman has a following, and now she has an even bigger following because she presented herself as being against a Black woman. And you're underestimating how racist Republicans can be. And I'm telling you, when I scrolled her page, I was like, oh, she's that bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of her content is like, I don't give a, this is what it is, blah, blah, blah. And that's what catapulted Tommy Lahren, Candace Owens. And I'm like, you poor babies. You don't know how social media works. You think
I mean, it's like
yeah.
it's like a dislike button. The dislike button is more powerful than not pressing the button at all. Like Lily said, you just keep on scrolling ahead. But pressing that dislike button or typing in the comment section, you just giving them more power. You know what I'm saying?
And I think we also underestimate how many miserable motherfuckers there are in the world, man. There's just people lined up and cocked and ready to hate on something.
Mm-hmm.
The moment they wake up, they ain't even brush their teeth, wash their ass. They just ready to climb up on something.
Yeah, they want to be heard. They want to be heard. No matter what the subject is, they just want to be heard. You know what I mean? So they got to type in the comment section, and they got to just type
very
going
fascinating. It's very fascinating, actually, because me, when I wake up in the morning, you know what I mean? I'm actually in no kind of space like that. I'm worrying about the important things, worrying about my family, worrying about this, worrying about that, things that mean something. I'm not worried about, what some chick did and the woke movement and all this other wild shit, man. And motherfuckers is mad at Andre 3000 for playing the fucking oboe. Like I don't know why I got into this conversation, but a motherfucker said something so fucking asinine and stupid. I was just very curious as to why he said it. He called Andre 3000 a sellout. And I said, how is this man a sellout? And he says, well, he abandoned his people. He abandoned his people by not making another hip hop record and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, abandoned? This nigga never said he was Malcolm X. What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker was never like, you know what I mean? Like Stanley Stokely Carmichael. Like, what do you mean? He was some southern motherfucker that was just making records. And he was just going on and on and on and on and on. And I excuse myself out of the situation, but we're at this space and time in society where people, they just want to make something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And maybe they feel empowered by that.
That's it right there. That's why I called it pseudo power many moons ago. It's pseudo power. Like like they were really in her comments like, oh, you done fucked up now. And I was like, this bitch is about to get on Fox News, sir, ma'am. That is where y'all
put her there.
Her too.
Right. Right. You're about to put her there. Like they don't understand that. And I saw that I started seeing the Andre 3000 thing too, and it was kind of irking me a little bit because I'm just like, wow, we are just so stuck and we try to keep each other stuck in a space. Like the only way to be black is to stay in this small circle. And if you leave this circle, you're anti-black. And if you mention anything outside of this circle, it's anti-black. And if you, it's like, if you want standards, you're anti-black.
Yeah, I like you were saying about what that guy was saying about Andre 3000. That's crazy that he would say that about him, because of him. He's been one of the more creative people in the music industry for a long time. Like for years, he's always been outside of the box. You know what I mean? So for him to do something like this, it's not surprising, because he's always been outside of the box. You know what I mean? So
somebody's gonna like it. Somebody's gonna like it. Don't buy it if you don't.
I'm not saying that he's right or wrong for doing that, but he's always done that, and you can respect him for always being outside of the box. It's not like he just woke up and just said, "I'm gonna do an album," you know, where I'm not gonna say much words or anything like that. You know, he's always had a thought of being different from everybody else in his creative outlet. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So thank you for joining us tonight. That was the show for tonight. Again, we're going to keep tabs on this Diddy thing. If you want to see the full lawsuit document, it is in my community tab. Read through that, and maybe you'll be up to speed next time we get together mañana. Don't forget Sisterhood Sip Sundays. We got a new episode for you, and On the Block with Jen 1-on-1, which is me interviewing somebody every single Monday. Check our Instagram accounts, okay, for the updates. We update all the time. Cash App On the Block with Jen if you want to buy me a smoothie. Block, fall back for a minute. I want to talk to y'all really quick. Good night, guys. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out the door. Thank you so much for all your support. Love y'all much. Yep. Hate gets you paid.